Welcome everyone. Today we are continuing our grammar series. We are on unit number 6, phrasal verbs. Remember, you can download the free grammar workbook and follow along. So please read the introduction, and then we're going to look at the key rules and do some exercises together. First of all, what is a phrasal verb? We're actually going to jump on the whiteboard for a little bit and then go on our virtual whiteboard. So what is a phrasal verb? The English language has many phrasal verbs. Some languages actually don't have them, like the French language, and that's what makes them difficult to learn. But you need to know them. So a phrasal verb is a verb plus one or more particles. That particle can be a preposition, or that particle can also be an adverb. I'll give you several examples. So what are the 3 areas we need to be concerned with? First of all, we can have 2-word phrasal verbs. So what is a 2-word phrasal verb? For example, pick, that's a verb, plus we have the adverb up. Or this one, turn, the verb is turn, plus the adverb off. Turn off, pick up. So this is what creates the phrasal verb. You have to remember, phrasal verbs do change the meaning of the original verb, and that's what can make them very challenging. What do I mean? Pick could be like, picking cherries or picking berries, or you pick, right, something, you choose. But when you have pick up, it creates a different meaning. So for example, I can say, she picked up the phone. She picked up her brother from the airport. So that pick up has a totally different meaning than just choose. Now we also have a 3-word phrasal verb. So here's an example. So we have the verb look, and then we have forward, adverb, and then we have to, preposition. Look forward to. This whole thing is called a phrasal verb. Is it different than the original verb? Yeah, look. Look could be like, you look at the boy, you look at the sunset. But look forward to completely changes the meaning. The third area that we're going to look at is separable versus inseparable, because sometimes phrasal verbs can be separated and sometimes you have to keep them together. Again, I'll repeat that, and that's what makes them tricky. Some phrasal verbs can exist in a separate form. Sometimes you have to keep them together or lock them together. You're not allowed to separate them. The best way really to learn which ones are separable and which ones are not is through reading. I wouldn't necessarily memorize a ton of phrasal verbs to see if they're separable or inseparable. Just work with them through conversation, through reading. There is something, though, that we need to understand about a phrasal verb that is separable. Meaning, for example, if I take pick and up, it is separable. That means something can go in between that verb, and in this case, the adverb. Something can go in between. I can separate the pick and the up. But you can't do that to a lot of the phrasal verbs. The object cannot be placed in the middle if you can't separate it. So I'll put an example on the screen. I am looking after the kids. Great, correct. But you cannot say, I am looking the kids after. That's not correct. That's not correct. So you just have to remember, if it's inseparable, the object cannot be placed in the middle because we're locking it together in looking after, but sometimes we can separate it. I'll give you another example with the one that's here on the screen. Pick up. I can say, I will pick up my brother from the airport. I will pick up my brother. But I can separate the pick and up, and I can say, I will pick my brother up from the airport. So I've separated it. I put my brother, or the object, in between the verb and the particle. So that's what we mean by separable versus inseparable. If you look at the workbook, we have a little tip. So I'm just going to scroll down because I have the workbook here on my screen. And again, you can download it. If the object is a pronoun, it must go in the middle for separable verbs. And I gave you that example. She picked it up, not she picked up it. That is not correct. So you see that there in your workbook. Okay, let's jump on the virtual whiteboard, and we're going to do some additional exercises. You have the answer key, so I'm not going to do all of them. If you have any questions, put it in the chat. Why are phrasal verbs important? Because we use them like crazy in the English language. You have to know them. Phrasal verbs can have more than one meaning. The same phrasal verb can have more than one meaning. All right, let's get on to the whiteboard. Okay, so the first exercise, we have to fill in the blank with the correct phrasal verb. Our choices are here: turn off, look after, pick up, get along with. So let's do A. Please blank the TV before you leave. Turn off the TV. B. She has to blank her little brother this evening. Look after, which is to take care of. And see if you can do the other two. And remember, it's not a phrasal verb unless we have the verb with the correct other little word. Okay, let's go down to the next exercise. Rewrite the sentences correctly, separable versus inseparable. So is it correct? How can we correct it? So we're told it's not correct. She picked up it. What is wrong? Why is this wrong? Well, first of all, look at the pronoun. It cannot go in the end. It has to go in between the verb. And of course, in this case, up. She picked it up is how you would correct it. What about B? See if you can do that. You have the answer key in the workbook, so you can check yourself. If you have any questions, just go ahead and put it in the chat. Then we have the mini dialogue. I don't really blank. Is it get along with or pick up my neighbor? That's too bad. Which one do you think it is? Go ahead and choose. And the correct answer would be get along with. Remember, you need all three. It's not get along on, get along to. It has to be get along with. And you do have the answer key. Check yourself. Again, if you have any questions, let me know.